Karl-Anthony Towns is back. He debuted on Wednesday against the Hawks after 52 games off. And how poetic was it that Cat got to stand up there, make the game-tying and game-winning free throws in the final seconds. Wolves got to stop. They win the game, and they had to win that game because, I mean, the way I'm interpreting the standings, if they lost that game, I think they'd be out of the play-in picture. They're half a game up on like 4 different teams. It's super tight, changing by the day. But Reggie, how big to get Cat back in the mix?
Man, really big. You know what's interesting about that whole thing is he missed 51 games and he comes back and, Chris Finch is like, yeah, there'll be some limitations, blah, blah, blah. He played 26 minutes. Cat's like, man, it felt like 35 minutes that I was out there. He still needs to kind of get back into the rhythm, only shot 44% from the field. But at the end of the game, when the game is on the line, there's no Ant. Who do they put the ball in their hands? It's Cat. Mm-hmm. Cat gets the ball. And a questionable call there at the end on the foul. It was challenged. It was upheld that there was a foul on Cat. And he gets a chance to go to the free throw line. Now, he says it's what movies are made of. I don't know if it's that deep with it. But, I mean, look, he had to go to the line. Free throws, they call them free, but they're anything but easy. And he goes up there and he makes the free throws. But what was interesting to me is what kind of signals to me that he's back, making that drive, going to the basket. If you remember, when he kind of lost control and started going to the ground, he took a violent step and planted on that right leg, the right leg that he, injured with that calf. He tore it, retore it after 6 weeks, prolonged his absence. He took a violent step where he planted on that right leg. And that was the point that he went down. And when I looked, I'm like, oh shoot, I hope he's okay. He bounced right back up and he was good. And that to me was kind of like the signal, okay, he's back. No lingering issues there. He's ready to rock.
Yeah, nobody falls more violently than Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way. He is like a level 10 faller, and it always makes me hurt inside. Luke Inman.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the turnaround this team has made just these past 2 games, it's been tremendous, honestly. I mean, you think about it, they go into Monday night's game versus the Knicks on the road, having lost 5 of 6. They need it bad. Both your superstars are out. Ant's out, Cat's out. Morale is shot. Like you said, Sam, it was pretty much do or die at that point. Just mentally, emotionally, they could have easily broken down and given up. And what do? They come out, they put up a $140. They put up 79 in the first half. And guys just keep stepping up. Prince, he goes off for 35, 8 for 8. From three-point land. Conley with 24. Naz Reid seemed every single night puts up a big game. I think he had 26 points on Monday night. And then they get Cat back, like you said, Reg, after 51 games. You can't make it up. The ending script is phenomenal. Hits the free throws, which, again, it just felt like the morale booster and just kind of this confidence builder they needed badly right now. And it's more about how they won these past 2 games, too. It seems like, it just feels like the team is starting to come together and gel a little bit more. The ball movement was awesome. 34 assists Monday night. You got to see that big man rotation really shine those, final 6, 7, 8 minutes when they went on a 13-2 run Wednesday night. I know that had a lot of people excited because that was kind of the vision fans had in their head when they made the trade for Rudy, and they knew they were going to play some tall ball. So the ball movement's been tremendous, I think, again, versus the Hawks Wednesday night again. Just the confidence in one another. It's kind of just what we've been waiting for all season. You see a little bit of it one game, and then it disappears the next game. Just super inconsistent. The big lineup looked like it's got some serious potential to do some damage now with Cat healthy moving forward. So that's going to be interesting to see. And I think Conley, too. Tell me what you guys think. He's been a big catalyst, I think, to a lot of the success that we've seen kind of unlock Rudy and help him hit kind of this new gear offensively. Just from the eye test, it feels like he's starting to play his best basketball this season, too.
Certainly better since the All-Star break. That there's no doubt about that. I think if I've got any concerns, and it is gigantic that they won that game against the Hawks, but they almost didn't. They had to come back from 11 down in the fourth quarter after a miserable third quarter. Cat was clearly trying to get himself back in the flow, back in the game. He was kind of looking for shots. I think he was hunting points. He was looking for opportunities, and the ball sometimes stopped at Cat. I want Cat to integrate into what they did against the Knicks, which was impeccable ball movement, everybody getting involved. I'd like to see the game come to Cat instead of him go to the game. But that's kind of a nitpick. He was very productive, and the fact that he was hunting shots helped the Wolves because he was generally pretty good in that game. But when Ant comes back, there's going to be a lot of shots for him to get. And I don't want it just to become this Ant and Cat back and forth ISO game. Like, I still want Kyle Anderson to be facilitating. He's been unbelievable doing all the little things. Mike Conley, you're right. What can he do as a facilitator? So there are a lot of players that I think are key cogs to this team. Naz Reid is microwave offense. I don't want to see his role get overly diminished. So I think, what do you have? 9 games, 8 games. You have 8 games left in the regular season. You have to win them, certainly, but you also need to figure out what your rotation is going to look like now. And as Kat said, it is quite different now than it was when he got hurt way back before the new year. So there's a lot to get figured out. Comment below. What do you think about the new look Wolves here with Cat back in the mix? Let us know on the YouTube channel, Locked On Sports Minnesota.